Let's see here. Huh. Okay, there we go. That's a good question, Mike. I don't know. Let's see. That's something I could do. Puppy love tore up the garden, digging up old bones. 'Cause puppy love tore up the garden, digging up old bones. Now I'm chained up in the backyard, whining them painful moans. 'Cause puppy love tore up the garden, digging up old bones. Pretty little lady, I'm hungry for your love, but I got nothing but an empty bowl, pushing it around the yard with the edge of my nose. Wishing you would feed me something, but all the lights in the house are dark. So I curl up in the corner waiting for the sound of your car to park. And puppy love tore up the garden, digging up old bones. 'Cause puppy love tore up the garden, digging up old bones. Now I'm chained up in the backyard, whining them painful moves. 'Cause puppy love tore up the garden, digging up old bones. I got a one-legged birch, the band is twitching in my sleep. I can still smell you on my coat. I've been dreaming about you, forgetting the finer details of this anecdote. It's like I got an itch that I can't scratch, so please help a poor dog out. I completely lose my command of English anytime that you're around. And puppy love tore up the garden, digging up old bones. Oops, shoot. Yeah. 'Cause puppy love tore up the garden, digging up old bones. Now I'm chained up in the backyard, whining them painful moves. 'Cause puppy love tore up the garden. The puppy love tore up the garden. 'Cause puppy love tore up the garden, digging up old bones. There we go. Hey, good morning, Raymond. How are you, man? That was a little bit of a song called Puppy Love that I wrote. Hope you're having a good morning. searching in the attic for something long about it for survival. I used to feel ecstatic when horizons were the frame of your rifle. Cause nothing seems to stay the same as how we pictured it. People ever change in life, the shifting continent. And there's no sense in fencing it, building walls to save the emotions we were swimming in our younger days. A shoebox full of moments, the memories that made us who we are. We're smiling in these pictures, the last life from a dying star. Cause nothing seems to stay the same as how we pictured it. People ever changed in life, the shifting continent. And there's no sense in fencing or building walls to save the emotions we were swimming in our younger days. Cause nothing seems to stay the same as how we pictured it. People ever change in life, the shifting continent. And there's no sense in fencing or building walls to save the emotions we were swimming in our younger days. Hey, Astrid. Thanks, Astrid. Oh, yeah. Okay. I was thinking about an old friend of mine from the town that I grew up in, Visalia. I used to ditch high school to go, ditching means to not go to class. And believe it or not, I was actually a really great student. I was nearly a 4.0 student, but I ditched class a lot. I think just because I was bored, mainly. And I learned a lot more hanging out with this guy that was much older than me that owned a used bookstore in the downtown Visalia area, which was like maybe 10 blocks from my high school. And he was a very strange guy by all intensive purposes, especially focusing him through the filter of our culture, you know. He was a very well-read person, he was studying a lot of different world religions. And I think maybe that was why I was attracted to being around him, was because of his curiosity of world religions. And he used to do a lot of really fascinating stuff that I didn't understand very much. Like, he was into this book called the I Ching, which is a very old 3,000-year-old Chinese book. And it's called an oracle because quite literally what you do is you ask a question of the book, and then you flip coins. You have 3 coins, and you flip them, and there's 4 outcomes that are possible with 3 coins. And you create a thing called a tetragram, and there's 2 of these tetragrams that you create off of those chords. Then you look up that hexagram, which is the 2 of those put together, and the oracle answers your question. And I've tried it. And I actually tried it for the first time 2 days ago, and it was immensely fascinating. And the reason I was thinking about him was because I tried the I Ching. And I remember when I was much younger, when I was like a teenager, I thought it was really crazy that he was doing that. I'm not so sure that it's as crazy anymore. Oh, I'm good, James. Hope you're doing good also, man. Let's see here. Give me a second. Oh, shoot, wrong string. Near those unfamiliar waters, I heard the song of passing ships. Was that an estuary harbor? It was shaped just like the contour of your hips. Inca days to set us off the under every ink quips. The poetry in a beauty mark written beneath your lips. A single spot of punctuation, however soft and brief. In a whisper, sipping on a fantasy with a drunk on your mystique. Am I governed by a trade wind? Nudged along by changing tides? It's an ebb and flow towards harbor that penetrates a show of a generous divide, yeah. Inca days to sit us off the under every ink quips. The poetry in a beauty mark written beneath your lips. A single spot of punctuation, however soft and brief. In a whisper, sipping on a fantasy with a drunk on your mystique. Incantation settles out the under every ink whips. The poetry in a beauty mark, written beneath your lips. A single spot of punctuation, however soft and brief. In a whisper, sipping on a fantasy with a drunk on your mystique. Oh yeah, sipping on a fantasy with a drunk on your mystique. Oh yeah, sipping on a fantasy with a drunk on your mystique. Oh yeah, sipping on a fantasy with a drunk on your mystique. Oh yeah, sipping on a fantasy with a drunk on your mystique. Oh yeah, sipping on a fantasy with a drunk on your mystique. All right. Good morning, everybody. Hope you're doing good. I'm having to I have to do some stuff after this live stream, which I'm just not excited about at all. I don't know how familiar you guys are with my financial situation, but I did a bunch of work for a company last year and they still haven't paid me for the work, and it's been going on it's been 4 months now. And so after I get done live streaming, I have to go and reach out to the district attorney of Los Angeles and start taking legal matters. And I'm really bummed out about that because all these legal things are just, I don't know, they're exhausting for me. And I'm really bummed out that it's coming to this, and me having to write an email to the person saying hey, I'm going to go to the district attorney now because you guys aren't even bothering replying to my emails anymore. And, my dad was telling me I should go to television stations. And so I think he's right. I think I should reach out to some media and see what they have to say about it. I don't want to be, I'll be anonymous about it or whatever, but I think it's really a drag that they're being so stupid. Yeah. Let's see. Well, yeah, it's a super huge drag, doing work, and then I had to do a GoFundMe to get by this winter. You know what I mean? And that's humiliating. I'm trying not to feel humiliated by that, but it was. It didn't feel good. Reaching out to people, I had people that openly judged me online too, and that didn't feel very good either. It's I don't know, man. It's just, all this is really weird. The interactions that I have with, it's a hotel chain and a booking agency that I went through to get the gig at the hotel. And so it's oh my gosh, you guys are making me do this? Fucking A, dude. I don't feel like both of them have done that, but I've just been really taken aback by how little they care. Because I feel you would show care by responding to somebody, and they did for a little while, and then they're just kind of done with that. I guess. I don't know. I don't want to speak for them. I'm not them. All I know is that money could have been useful to me months ago. They've been ruining my credit. It's gosh, you guys really suck. Anyway, my apologies for spilling over a little bit in regards to my personal life with some of that stuff. It's weighing on me. Let me play a tune for you, though. Well, I'm running down the road trying to loosen my load. I got 7 women on my mind. 4 that wanna own me, 2 that wanna stone me, 1 says she's a friend of mine. Take it easy, take it easy. Don't let the sound of your own wheels drive you crazy. Lighting up where you still can. Don't even try to understand. Just find a place to make your stand and take it easy. Well, I'm standing on the corner of Windsor, Arizona, such a fine sight to see. It's a girl, my lord, in a flatbed Ford, slowing down to take a look at me. Come on, baby, don't say maybe. I gotta know if your sweet love is gonna save me. We may lose and we may win, though we'll never be here again. So open up and climb on in and take it easy. Down the road trying to loosen my load. I got a world of trouble on my mind. Looking for a lover, won't blow my cover. She's so hard to find. Take it easy, take it easy. Don't let the sound of your own wheels make you crazy. Come on, baby, don't say maybe. I gotta know if your sweet love is gonna save me. Ought to take it easy. We gotta take it easy. Yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to take it easy, but that's always easier said than done sometimes. Hey, Bobby, how goes it? Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know what the reasoning is for any of this stuff. I'm kind of have my assumptions. I think the booking agency isn't doing very well, you know? And so like they're robbing Peter to pay Paul kind of thing. Like they're using somebody else's money to pay for somebody else. And it's just, oh God, I don't want to be organized with that at all. Oh, no, I'd love to play Coyote. Here, let me do that. It was funny. I had a girl, Elise, I think she's been here on the live stream. She wrote me the other day on like a short saying, you should take these live streams and post them as shorts. And I think you're selling yourself short not doing that more often. I was like, I don't think that that's going to work out the way you think it's going to work out. Because the audio quality of it and everything. And I did it, and I was totally right so far. I mean, I think that's not like completely accurate. I think I would have to do it 10 times and see what the outcome is, you know, for it to be more accurate. But it did about as well as the video that I posted, you know. And I was trying to explain to her, I was like, there's a lot of things with all this stuff that I'm thinking about, you know, as I'm creating content. art is what I would prefer to call it. I don't even know, man. There's times I've made stuff that I'm like, man, this is going to kill on YouTube, and like it does horrible. And then other stuff that I'm like, this is going to do horrible on YouTube, and it kills. So what the hell do I know? Not much. Endlessly strolling in a desert dog among sagebrush and bunch grass and cactus and fall. Slender and gingling, my bush tail sags as I trot through the desert, the cliff face and crag. Coyote, dee dee dee, I'm homely, forsaken, and oh so lonely. Coyote, dee dee dee, I roll the open prairie. I'm scrawny to it, coarse hair to all, looking over my shoulder to survey the lawn. Lifted lips smile, pearly whites unsheathed, but the rest of my face apologizes for teeth. Endlessly strolling in a desert dog amongst sagebrush and bunch grass and cactus and fall. Slender and gingling, my bush tail sags as I trot through the desert, the cliff face and crag. Coyote, dee dee dee, I'm homely, forsaken, and oh so lonely. Coyote, dee dee dee, I roll the open prairie. I'm scrawny to it, coarse hair to all, looking over my shoulder to survey the lawn. Lifted lips smile, pearly whites unsheathed, but the rest of my face apologizes for teeth. Endlessly strolling in a desert dog among sagebrush and bunch grass and cactus and fall. Slender and gingling, my bush tail sags as I trot through the desert, the cliff face and crag. Coyote, dee dee dee, I'm homely, forsaken, and oh so lonely. Coyote, dee dee dee, I roll the open prairie. Oh, thanks, Petra. Man, I'm really struggling to feel like my heart's in things today. which I'm extremely apologetic about. It's been a lot of thinking and stuff for me, and reflecting, and I got to write a little bit yesterday, which was very cathartic. I haven't been making time to write. Part of the thing with the live stream thing that I'm talking about is it's just there's so many things I juggle in a day, and it's like sometimes it makes my life stressful having somewhere to be at 10 o'clock, having somewhere to be at 11 o'clock, you know. And I kept trying, like I start prioritizing the live streams over going for a walk, you know what I mean, or eating breakfast, because I'm trying to shove too much shit in between the space of me getting up and doing that thing. And that's my fault, you know. I'm trying to figure that out. What up, Ezra? How are you? Oh. Oh. Yeah. Well, yeah, I don't know. Let me play some more music. I suppose the thing that I'm struggling with is feeling well, like when I consulted the I Ching the other day, what it said to me was that I'm a bright fire, and that fire clings to the thing that is its fuel, and that fuel is very important, because when that fuel runs out, my fire goes out. And then I need to be cognitive of that, basically. That I am a very, very bright entity, but that where I am drawing my energy from is also very important too. And so I've been like meditating and sitting with that notion a great deal, because it's right. And I've struggled with that for 20 years of doing music. I think people don't recognize like how much them supporting something they love like does for the artist, because the artist is constantly in self-doubt. And it's not just artists. I think a lot of intelligent people are constantly in self-doubt, and the people that are the most confident in themselves are often the stupidest people. And I'm apologetic for phrasing it that way, but I've just ran into it so much in life that they, you know, they just travel through life with so much certainty, and it's like, wow, you were really fucking stupid too. Like, you're a bigot, you know? Like a lot of times. And I appreciate that, y'all. Oh, thanks, James. I don't feel that way, man. Like the way I feel is hard to put into words sometimes. I guess that's why I like art so much, you know? It's easier for me sometimes to express it like in rhymes and lyrics. The I Ching, I know the I Ching sounds really bizarre. You know, like you would consult a book, you know, and ask a question of a book and then flip coins and do all this stuff. It's very strange, I realize probably. But wow, I can tell you with all certainty that the advice it gave me was like, holy shit, that is the most spot on advice I've ever read in my entire life. And it just came out of a book after flipping coins 6 times, you know? Oh, thank you, my friend. Thanks for being here. So that was one of them, right? It was called the actual hexagon is called is the clinging, and then comma fire. And so I was like, oh my gosh. So I just like, it made me start crying actually as I was reading it. And then it has these things called changing lines, and I had 2 changing lines in my hexagram, and so that refers you to 1 additional hexagram, and all of the things that I read were positive. They were all saying persistence, basically. They're like, you need to persist, but in order for you to persist, you have to know where your energy is coming from. And it was like trying to help me. It was saying like, you need to be sure that your fuel source is coming from here,
because if you're incorrect, you're going to get burnt out, and then you can't persevere and you can't persist. And I was like, holy shit. Like, this just came out of a fucking book. Me asking a question of a book. Come on, that's insane. What got me into it is Carl Gustav Jung. He wrote the foreword for the Wilhelm, I can't remember what his last name is, but he is a German that moved to China in the late 1800s. On accident. He moved there as a Christian minister, ministry, to be a minister and teach Christianity to them. Ended up not baptizing anybody while he was there at all. Ended up learning Chinese and being one of the best translators of Chinese. He translated the Tao Te Ching, the I Ching, and several other books. And I didn't know, I watched a documentary about his life yesterday. Absolutely. I'm trying to remember what Wilhelm, can't remember what his last name is. The documentary was by his granddaughter. She just wanted to know her great-grandfather better, and so it was like searching about the history of him, because she was born in China also. All right, this is a Rare Bird.
I am the rarest of birds, friendly and forthright and taciturn, singing melody I swear I've never heard, unconsciously chauffeured. I'm a rare bird. I'm like action in hand, reaching for something thoughts didn't command, certifiably absurd, or so I've heard, unconsciously chauffeured. I'm a rare bird. We are remarkable brightness of creature, mysterious ways and colorful features, idiots and sages, paradoxical phrases, mazes of every kind. I could be sleight of hand. There was a bird who sang and it vanished again. I could roll up my sleeve or repeat the prestige that just occurred. Then again, I'm a rare bird. We are remarkable brightness of creature, mysterious ways and colorful features, idiots and sages, paradoxical phrases, and mazes of every kind. I am the rarest of bird, friendly and forthright and taciturn, singing melody I swear I've never heard, unconsciously chauffeured. I'm a rare bird. I'm a rare bird. I'm a rare There you go. Thanks for requesting that. Oh, thank you, Mr. Brown. That's very kind of you. There was some other songs too. I'm sorry, let me look back and see. Oh, Styling. I'm sorry that you feel anxiety. I get anxiety too. I don't know how much of that I cause on myself sometimes. I'm looking this way because I have coffee right here. I feel like stimulants sometimes can cause me to, if I'm not careful. Oh, yes. I would absolutely love to sing a song about Phineas Gage. Thank you guys for all the positive vibes, and I'm feeling it, and thank you. All right, this is called The Curious Case of Phineas Gage and His Brain. Phineas Gage cleared the felsimer and stone to level the ground. There was a detonation forming for the Rutland and Burlington Railway westbound. He drilled holes deep in the mounds of boulders and stone and rocky terrain, for he filled them up with gunpowder fuels and sand to buffer the charge and keep it contained. And in all these years of such dangerous profession, I wonder if it ever crossed his mind to exercise discretion. Just tapped in the goods with the raw ingredients prime, but if I got to buffer the charge with sand this time. Phineas, so what have you done? That 1 meter iron rod shot out like a gun. Lord knows you ducked it to get out of its way, but almost only counts on horseshoes and hand grenades. Phineas, so how are you still standing? You're a miracle of science, you defy understanding. 'Cause Phineas, my friend, you got a great big hole in your head. Phineas looks around with a what's the matter wrinkled brow as his eyes dart around in his head. And his audience replies that the brain matter from your head is strewn about, and I don't know, you're not dead. Workers and foremen shout for a physician. While it seems unique for Phineas to be in such a position, it's recommended that he take the rest of the day off on account that his insides are outside, and that alone seems like a lot to surmount. Phineas, so what have you done? That 1 meter iron rod shot out like a gun. Lord knows you ducked it to get out of its way, but almost only counts on horseshoes and hand grenades. Phineas, so how are you still standing? You're a miracle of science, you defy understanding. 'Cause Phineas, my friend, you got a great big hole in your head. 'Cause Phineas, my friend, you got a great big hole in your head. 'Cause Phineas, my friend, you got a great big hole in your head. How adolescent am I to write a song like this? Elise, hi, how are you? So how did our experiment go? So this is Elise. We were just talking about you. Because I was like, Elise, was encouraging me to take some of my live streams and chop them up into pieces and put them in shorts. And I'm like, man, I don't think that that's going to work. I could be screwing the whole thing up too. Like maybe my mind is just like ordering the universe to make this not work. I don't know. Maybe I need to be more encouraging of your idea. I thought about doing this at one point in time, like chopping these live streams up and using them as shorts. But it really seems like the quality of the shorts allows the algorithm to want to push it. Actually, I'm not stating that correctly. As far as I can tell, what it does is it pulls it off to an audience, like it picks 27 people or something, and then it shows it to them. And then whatever, let's say like 3 people engage with it, just like they see it and they go, oh, what's that? And they click on it and listen to it. And then it takes that information and goes, oh, people like this or they don't like it. And if it reaches a particular threshold, they just stop pushing it out.
but it normally takes a couple of days for it to arrive at that, but not all the time. Well, see, the thing is, and I'm being dead serious, like on my end, they say that what time you post doesn't matter because they'll try pushing it at the ideal hours. And I believe them. I've tested it. Like I've taken videos that I've created and tried posting them again at different hours. I've tried all sorts of different stuff, and I think that they're right. I think that they're being very transparent with that. But I don't know. Like there's times that I'm like making stuff and I'm like, I think this is really good. You should just keep pushing it out, but they don't. But I'm biased. Let me catch up with what you guys are saying here. But like with what Elisa's saying though too, like in order for it to be accurate, like I would have to keep doing it a lot. You know what I mean? To know whether it's accurate or not. Just doing it once is not, I took statistical analysis. I know how statistics work, and you need a large pool for something to be accurate, I can dig that, James. I could totally dig that because I've tried all these things. It was, what was really hard is when I was touring around the United States thinking in this capacity. I'd be like, oh, I normally post this short at 2:00, but I'm going to be driving to Texas at that time. And I don't know. Yeah. It does, but I'm trying very hard to think of the algorithm as not being something that's bad. To think of it as like it's trying to connect me with people, I mean, obviously it's connected us, and right? I mean, I think that's very powerful, and like I would be very, very closed-minded to not recognize that. I am so appreciative of the fact that we've connected with one another, and the algorithm is entirely responsible for that. So, man, it's tough. Let me read what Elise said here. Raw, uncut, acoustic live. Well, do you see that a lot? Like when you're looking around, through shorts and successful shorts, do you see that sort of thing a lot? Well, Facebook is, I feel like, the most brutal algorithm out of all of them. It used to be the easiest, but it's not anymore. Oh my God, I've watched all of I used to, believe it or not, my Facebook page for my music used to be incredible. I could post a picture and talk about some stuff, and I'd have a lot of people interacting with me and engaging with me. And now it's like, I'm lucky to have 3 people like something, let alone comment on it. And Instagram is even worse. I've watched I used to post music on there and have hundreds of people interacting with it. And now I'm lucky to have 30 people interacting with it. And I don't know what to say about that either, I'm going to do music regardless. Wowzers. Yeah. I don't know, man. Like, social media has just gotten to be really weird. But the thing, and I mean this with as much sincerity as possible, is that this is very heartwarming to me and makes me happy for what I have on social media. Like making some new friends, Yeah, I don't know. Like, I'm totally open-minded too. So if you all like have great ideas and are like, try this, like I'm down to try it, I should try. I wanted to use a live video that I had the other day, but you also have to let it upload because they're like an hours long sometimes. So it's like you don't have access to downloading them as a creator right away so that you can edit them. So like I have to wait a day or two to edit any of those videos as well, which is a trip. It's hard to tell, Sean. I mean, dude, it's so wild. Like, people can subscribe to your channel and then like never see you again. I have tons of people I subscribe to that I never see in my feed, and I see like tons of shit that I don't even subscribe to. But that's the algorithm. Like 60% of the stuff in your feed is things that you are not subscribed to. And that's on purpose. That's part of their math. Hey, Nelson, what's going on, man? Well, yeah, I mean, I'm trying, but like, you got to understand, like, do you do, like, and this isn't me being critical at all, but do you create stuff at all? Because I mean, it's not just like a well, you know what I mean? It's very hard work, like, and also the opposite of hard work, creating stuff. And I think for people that don't create things, it's really hard for them to understand that. So I'm totally on board with just create more stuff. I have been. Like, go through my YouTube feed and look how often I've created in the past 6 months. You know? What I can say is they run ads on lots of my stuff, and I make none of that money. I have to jump through hoops. Like, I'm trying to get to where I can monetize my channel still, you know? Hey, Lori, how are you? So I don't know, like, I'm trying my best to like do this all for all the right reasons too. Obviously doing it for money is not the reasons to be doing anything in life, but it's tricky because I also have to keep a roof over my head. I live very meagerly too. Like, I'm not like, you know, I have only the amount of guitars that I need. Like, I'm not like a humongous guitar collector. I just don't have the money. I don't have a savings account. You know, I live hand to mouth. Well, I mean this in as much sincerity as possible. Like, I'm a very honest and transparent person. I don't hide my feelings very well. Like, I've tried that route in life, and I don't do it very good. I'm very sincere in the things I say. I'm very, very empathetic. Like, I used to joke for years that I put the pathetic in empathetic. Cause like I've publicly cried an awful lot, like, or in front of people, just because I can't help it. You know, that's just the way I am. I do, Mr. Brown, very much so. And that is what I aspire towards. It's just, I'm a Taoist, so that's a very important tenet of Taoism. There's this tenet of Taoism called Wu Wei, and Wu Wei means effortless living. It means that you shouldn't try to make things happen for yourself. You should just do things that make you happy. And in the pursuit of doing that, oftentimes you make other people happy. They don't even say that, but it is a byproduct. If you're a joy to be around, everybody having a great time being around you, you know? And I very much try to pursue that, but it's amazing how worldly things get in the way of that over time. And I have no mastery of that whatsoever. I'm a student. I don't hide anything. That's what I was just trying to say, Nelson, is I don't hide things. But that creeps people out and that weirds people out a lot of times. That's a lot of personal experience. People don't like having somebody else crying in front of them. It makes them feel uncomfortable a lot of the times. We have a lot of things in society, and this is completely indifferent of culture. So it doesn't matter if you're in China, if you're in England, if you're in the United States, if you're in Mexico, anywhere, it's going to be the same. You know, like, I don't know, like, but yeah, I try my very best not to hide things, but I'm also trying to take into account too of people's feelings and a lot of other things too, like whether I'm making them feel uncomfortable being too honest with a person, you know. It's a lot. Well, I try to have a filter, but am I successful with that filter? Not all the time. Yeah, I absolutely positively agree with you on that, Sean. I've met them. I will tell you, I can't reveal this person's name to you, but they were very, very, very rich. I used to teach them guitar. and this individual committed suicide. And for all intents and purposes, you would have been looking at his life from the outside and thinking, wow, I wouldn't understand why you would take your own life. But he did. And to the point, too, where officially, like in the newspapers and that sort of stuff, that's not what their publicists put out. They put out that it was an accident of some sort and this and that and the other, but it's not the truth. You know, I know the truth because I was friends with him. But yeah, I know a lot of rich people that are extremely miserable. And I'm not talking like rich, like, oh, they're millionaires. I'm talking like rich. They are rich and they are miserable. Money is not the answer. At least I recognize that much, but I don't know, dude. I don't know anything. I just know what I know. I did write one yesterday. I don't have the music done yet, and I wish I could share it for you, but it's called Simple, and a lot of the imagery for it came from my reading of the I Ching, because I've been meditating on that the past 3 or 4 days, and that song just kind of came out of me yesterday morning. But I don't have the music for it yet. But I think it's a really pretty song, and I like the idea of what it's talking about. It's talking about the simplicity of happiness, you know. And we find it very simply if we try to find it simply, you know. Miserable alter ego who dreams about cutting the tip of his finger and play bloody guitar, not... let's see. Yeah, I agree with you, Sean. That was part of, I'm going to just be very honest with you about this. That was part of my I Ching reading that I was talking about the other day too. Because the very first reading that I got off the I Ching, my question that I asked of the I Ching was, do I find success playing my original music for people? And it said, yes, you do. But that it takes incredible amounts of persistence. And it says that you are a bright fire, but every bright fire requires a fuel source that it clings to. Or any bright light requires a fuel source that it clings to. It doesn't matter if it's a light bulb connected to electricity or flames attached to fuel as in a burning log. And that I need to be very cognitive of what my fuel source is. And that the fuel source should come from being right. And in Taoism, they talk a lot about man's laws not being important, that natural law is important. And that is the thing that you should be following, is natural law and not human law. Human law doesn't know what it's talking about, basically. I like that too. I haven't been to Amsterdam yet. I haven't been to Tijuana, Mexico. I haven't been to either of those places, and I think that's bullshit. I need to be going. I need to be in Tijuana, Mexico, and I need to be in Amsterdam. That would be incredible. I've heard many a tale of Amsterdam. I've heard many a tale of Tijuana as well. Let's see here. I should play some music. Give me just a moment. This one's called Dandelion Seeds.
Dandelion seeds in the wind, a couple kids playing pretend, and making wishes in the weeds, reading a future off of tarot cards and tea leaves, wandering around the bend, with one hand on the steering wheel, the other on the bitter end, reaching out towards the stars, above a Hollywood sign in an ocean of cars. I have my opinion, but you're full of your own. And there's plenty of windshield time with our thoughts alone. Some good ways argue the truth is both moot and plural. Yet I'm still in love with a girl. I'm still in love with a girl. With dandelion seeds in the wind, a couple kids playing pretend, making wishes in the weeds, reading a future off of tarot cards and tea leaves, wandering around the bend, with one hand on the steering wheel, the other on the bitter end, reaching out towards the stars above a Hollywood sign in an ocean of cars. I have my opinion, but you're full of your own. And there's plenty of windshield time with our thoughts alone. Some good ways argue the truth is both moot and plural. You're still in love with a girl. 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 With dandelion seeds in the wind, a couple kids playing pretend, making wishes in the weeds, watching our future unfurl with a sudden gust of cool breeze. All right, that one's called Dandelion Seeds. I love this conversation you guys are having. I love tacos and tortillas. That's what I'm making later. I have all of the taco ingredients ready. Ooh, have I had dandelion tea before? I don't think I have. Is it good? Yeah, tequila is great. Ooh, actually, there's this one time that I had tequila that kind of scared me. I was smoking weed too, though, and I got really, really high with my friend Marcus in his garage, his home studio, and he made me a margarita, a really, really strong margarita, like an elbow drop strong margarita. And I was drinking it and got up to use the restroom at one point in time. And as soon as I stood up, my eyesight just went black. So I thought walking, not being able to see anything is a horrible idea, so I should just stand here. So I stood there for about 3.5 minutes. And eventually, after about 3.5 minutes, Marcus finally said, "Mike, are you okay? You've been standing there for about 4 minutes." And I said, "I can't see anything, Marcus." He's like, "What do you mean you can't see anything?" And I said, "As in, I see blackness right now." He's like, "Maybe you should sit down." And I'm like, "Yeah, I think that's a really good idea." So I sit down, and another couple of minutes pass as he's talking to me very calmly, and I'm trying to stay calm myself. And eventually my eyesight came back like 10 minutes later. And I have no idea why that happened, aside from the synergy of those two things. And I didn't drink tequila for a long time after that. That's my tequila story. Oh, Mr. Brown. My friend Joel, I'll see him later tonight, but Joel's gotten to hang out with Willie a whole bunch over the years. He works with his son Lucas, and so he's been sharing all kinds of Willie Nelson stories with me. They go see movies together a lot, like go get high and go see movies. Willie sounds like an awful lot of fun to be around. Yeah, well, yeah, like weed or just smoking in general. Tequila blindness, yeah, apparently that's a real thing. I experienced it.
Oh, no. Marcus could see me just fine. That man has a very high tolerance for marijuana. Let me tell you. Let's see here. Keep up the good vibes. Keep jiving. Keep getting to know each other. I'll play some music for you while you're doing that.
Alto se voy para Magné, luego a cuarta voy para Madrid. Alto se voy para Magné, luego a cuarta voy para Madrid. El cariño que te tengo yo no lo puedo negar. Si me sale la papita yo no lo puedo evitar. Cuando Anica y Chan Chan en el macera harina como saceda, el ibe anchanchale de papera. Limpia el camino de pa' allá, que yo me quiero sentar en aquel tronco que vio y así no puedo llegar. Alto Cetra voy para Mangané, luego a Cuarta voy para Mayarí. Alto Cetra voy para Mangané, luego a Cuarta voy para Mayarí.
I'm trying to get better at dancing. I get very self-conscious dancing. I've had a couple times in my life. I had this friend in high school named Sheridan. One time she got me to dance salsa with her. And I learned two things in that. A, that women are beautiful when they dance, and that sometimes I can forget about the fact that I have a body and can dance and be joyous. And I probably would enjoy dancing a lot if I just took some lessons, which is very funny, but that's just the way I work sometimes. I'm like, I don't know how to dance. And they're like, dude, you don't have to know how to dance. You just move your body to the music. It's very easy. Let's see here. Well, I can tell you this with all certainty, that I feel so good and so energized, and my heart feels really good right now, hanging out with you all. And thank you so much for that. Oh gosh, thank you. I really needed that a lot, and it means a lot to me. So thank you for bringing me some good vibes, you know. Oh, it's nothing super fancy. It's a Cordoba. They call it the Fusion Series. It's an orchestra CE. And I didn't spend very much on it. I think it was under $1,000 for it. But it's not too shabby of a guitar, I feel like. And it's doing me well, and it's serving me well. And I'm thankful to have it. I don't know. It's kind of a full-time job worrying about social media, and since I'm my own everything, I kind of have to eventually at some point in time go like, well, I could sit and worry about this minutia, or I could make dinner. Thanks. All right, well, let me play a couple more tunes for y'all, and I hope everybody's having a really great day. I'd be happy to play Fake Plastic Trees. Thanks for requesting it. Give me a second. Green plastic watering can for fake Chinese rubber plant, fake plastic earth.
she bought from a rubber man in a town full of rubber plants to get rid of itself. And it wears her out. Wears her out, and it wears her out, and it wears her out. She lives with a broken man, crack polystyrene man who just crumbles and burns. I used to do surgery girls in the 80s, but gravity always wins, and it wears them out, and it wears them out. Wears them out, and it wears. She looks like the real thing. She tastes like the real thing. Fake plastic love. But I can't help the feeling I could blow through the ceiling if I could just turn and run. And it wears me out, and it wears me out, and it wears me out. Wears me out. And if I could be who you wanted, and if I could be who you wanted all the time, all the time. Oh yeah, I think so. I posted this on Facebook a while back, and one of my friends here in LA replied, he's like, I'm pretty sure this is one of the saddest stories of all time. And I was like, yeah, to say the least. I feel like it's about a plastic surgeon that gives plastic surgery to some young girl in a town, and they fall in love, and yeah, that's sad.
Oh, thanks, Adam. I appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah, man, I sure think Radiohead's a pretty special band. I need to catch up on their creative output. I'm like way behind. I'm like so behind on everybody's creative output. There's so much music these days. Oh my gosh. Well, guys, I got maybe like one more song, and then I need to go do all the stupid stuff I was telling you about earlier. Like, I'm not joking. Like, I got to go talk to the Los Angeles district attorney and start calling some news stations up and being like, hey, these people are taking advantage of musicians, and see if I can start getting a fire burning in this area for not having people take advantage of musicians. I don't know Creep well enough at the moment to do a cover of it. Otherwise, I would. Yeah, and I'm not looking forward to doing any of that stuff at all. Who knows, though? Maybe in the pursuit of doing it, I'll be like, wow, this is really fun. We'll see. I'll play this one for you. I haven't played it in a while. I wrote this song about trying to find the person you want to spend the rest of your life with. And I think that you're thinking with your heart and hearting with your thinking if you take your time doing that too. This is called The Needle of the Human Race.
You wouldn't know me from a crowded room, but perhaps you would from my dreams. I met a woman once there before, sewn between the fabric of wishful seams. Maybe I'm the stranger sitting at the bar, you're the eyes in a lonely face. A fleeting glance, a shooting star. If a picture says 1,000 words, then I'm confident that you could do the same. Should we take our curiosity out for a walk, trying to give each other's love a name? Maybe I'm the stranger sitting at the bar, or you're the eyes in a lonely face. A fleeting glance, a shooting star. The needle of the human race. Thirst for the universe to send me someone to hold, but the burden to find someone lies squarely on my shoulder. If a picture says 1,000 words, then I'm confident that you could do the same. Should we take our curiosity out for a walk, trying to give each other's love a name? Maybe I'm the stranger sitting at the bar, or you're the eyes in a lonely face. fleeting glance, a shooting star, the needle of the human race. The needle of the human race. You wouldn't know me from a crowded room, but perhaps you would from my dreams. I met a woman once there before, sewn between the fabric of wishful seams. So that's Needle of the Human Race. Before I go, I want to share this story about this married couple. And this is a real life story. This guy went into a coffee shop one day. He had just met a girl not too long before that. They had just started dating a little while back, and he couldn't get her out of his mind that morning. He was so in love with her, and he wanted to tell her that. He wanted to make all this dating official and say, like, I want to be with you. And he was contemplating all this stuff in his head while he was going to get coffee in the morning. And that morning he goes into this coffee shop and orders a cup of coffee and gets his change. And his change was like whatever, like $1 or something. And when he went to get his change, he received a $1 bill that just so happened to have the name of the girl that he was in love with written on the $1 bill. That was part of his change. And normally he would have taken that change and given it as a tip to the person at the coffee counter. But because that $1 bill had his hopefully soon-to-be girlfriend's name on it, he decided, I'm going to hold on to this $1. I'm going to frame it or do something with it and give it to her as a gift, as I tell her, like, I want to be with you. And so he does that. And he's like, none of this is like commonly a characteristic of me as a person. Like, I don't do that. But for whatever reason, he was feeling compelled to do that. And so he did that. And later that day, he gave her this framed $1 bill that had her name written on it. And when she saw it, she just fell silent. And silent for several minutes. And it freaked him out a little bit. And he said, I got to be honest with you, this wasn't the reaction that I was expecting from you doing this. I was hoping it would please you. And she said, no, I'm so pleased. Thank you. And of course, I'll date you. Or of course, we can be a couple. And their relationship was super powerful. And within the next year or two, they got married. And several years later, after they were moving into their new home together, they ran across that $1 bill that had her name written on it. And it came to his mind that he was like, well, your reaction was so strange when I gave this to you, and I'm so pleased that you held on to this. Like, what's up? Why were you so taken aback by it? And she said, well, when I was much younger, when I was 19 years old, I got my heart broken. And I was in tremendous amounts of pain, and at one point in time, I was talking to God or the great other or whatever that thing is, and I told it that I'm going to write my name on 10 $1 bills, and I want the man who marries me to give me that $1 bill to show me how much I'm loved. And it happened. Hope you guys have a good day.